One more home series for the Twins before the All-Star break, and an important series it is as the Twins hope to eventually climb past the Royals in the American League Central race. It's the start of a 4-game series here tonight. And the Twins taking on the Royals in the opener here. We welcome you to Target Field. Dick and Bert with you for the opener here as the Twins take on the Kansas City Royals, a team that is really where the Twins would like to be. 5 games out of the 500 mark right now and hoping to get there before the break.
Yeah, Kansas City right now, they've won 10 out of their last 15 ball games, but the Twins have a pretty good left-hander on the mound. Now, for Brian Dunsing, making only his second major league start, but a guy that has basically dominated the Royals over his young career. He's 6-2 with an ERA under 3 against the Royals in his career.
And so he'll hope for a good one here tonight. His pitching coach, Rick Anderson, offered this assessment of what Brian needs to do here tonight.
Focus on convicted to this pitch and make a pitch, and let's don't talk about mechanics. Last year when he was in the rotation, he gets so caught up wanting to talk about where his arm is and his legs are and his mechanics, and I said, you forgot about pitching. So now all we've done is really pick a pitch, convict that's what you want, and go with that, and let's stay away from the thought about mechanics. Let's go out and compete.
Sometimes his game can get so overanalyzed, and what you want to do is just simplify it, and hopefully that's what Rick Anderson was talking about Brian Dunsing. Just simplify it, just trust your stuff and go right at them.
Like the Twins, the Royals have had a winning month of June. They've won an awful lot of 1- and 2-run ball games, and now they think they can get to the 500 mark and be a factor in the race.
As I mentioned earlier, 10 of the last 15 ball games were won by the Royals. A lot of low-scoring games, but it's a young ball club that has a couple veterans, but a lot of young, talented kids. Really, they're starting to click right now.
Twins have a chance here to finish the month of June on a high note. It's been their best month so far, and some Twins hitters are doing very well in the month of June. Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And the new summer barbecue menu at Burger King. Let's have a barbecue today.
Twins and the Royals getting set for a 4-game series this weekend as we turn the calendar from June to July, and Minnesota brings in a trifecta of hot hitters into this series. Let's talk about all 3 of these players making solid contributions. First off, Joe Mauer in just 17 games has 13 RBIs while batting a robust .393. He's hitting the cover off the ball. Trevor Plouffe, not to be outdone, batting .333 with 10 home runs in the month of June alone. And then the table setters, they've been good. Specifically this guy, Ben Revere, .337 in June, 12 runs scored, and 11 steals. He's making it happen at the plate and making some awesome catches out in right field. And tonight they'll all be in support of this man, Brian Dunsing. His second start since coming out of the bullpen. He'll face the Royals. First pitch is coming up next.
Twins hope to go into the All-Star break with some momentum. 3 key series here. 4 games with the Kansas City Royals, a 4-gamer because of a rainout earlier, and then 4 in Detroit, 3 in Texas. And Ned Yost with a losing record. Those numbers accumulated between the Milwaukee Brewers and Kansas City Royals. Here's Yost Menard's batting order. Alex Gordon, Yuniesky Betancourt, Mike Moustakas, Billy Butler, Jeff Francoeur, Eric Hosmer, Salvador Perez, Jason Bourgeois, and Alcides Escobar.
And it'll be Brian Dunsing on the mound. Dunsing making just his second start in the rotation. Now his 32nd appearance overall. He has outstanding numbers against the Royals, and we'll show you those in a little bit. But Brian Dunsing, like Rick Anderson said, he's been a swing man. I still think Brian Dunsing could make a very quality starter. Last year had a little bit of frustration, especially against right-handed hitters, but he's doing a better job this year.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Josh Willingham in left, and Art Span in center, Ben Revere in right, Trevor Plouffe, Brian Dozier, Jamie Carroll, Justin Morneau around the infield, and Joe Mauer behind the plate. And the Twins hope to finish the month of June with a winning mark. They have a 12-12 mark so far. Royals just a little bit better. We've got hot and muggy conditions here. Split doubleheader tomorrow. and then a very tough road trip against two teams that can really swing the bat. So every out that Dunsing can get today, and we don't know how many that will be, the deeper he can go into the ballgame, the better it's going to be through the rest of this series and really through the next road trip.
Yeah, for Brian Dunsing, this is his 52nd Major League start and his 8th start here against the Kansas City Royals. And he has some very, very good numbers against the Royals. He won his first Major League game at the Major League level against the Royals back in August of 2009.
Really good numbers against the Kansas City leadoff batter Alex Gordon, his college roommate and good friend. And the first pitch delivered up high, ball one. Gordon, Betancourt, and Moustakas here in the Kansas City first. Foul back 1-1. Gordon against his good friend, hitting just .211, and in 19 at bats, Dunsing, who doesn't rack up a lot of strikeouts, has struck out Gordon 7 times. That's doinked down the line, and it'll drop for a hit. Dozier surrounds it, fumbles it, and Gordon will go into second with a bloop double.
Good heads-up base running by Alex Gordon as he rounded first base. He rounded that bag like it was going to be a double, and then when he saw Brian Dozier having a little trouble getting this ball back in right there, you see him fumble it, and Gordon alertly moved to second base.
So
it'll be ruled a double.
Dunsing will face Betancourt with Gordon at second. Gordon, when the Royals played here in April, had a great series. Hit a home run, robbed a home run, and is off to a good start in this 4-game series. Betancourt has been the most productive Kansas City hitter in June. Goes after a pitch up and away, strike one. You look at Betancourt's season numbers, and they're fairly modest. 24 runs batted in, but 21 of those have been this month.
Yeah, it seems like when he was activated off the disabled, has spent almost a month with the right ankle sprain. He got activated on June 1st, and he's really been hitting ever since he was activated.
Chopper left side. Plouffe looks the runner back, slings it over to Morneau, and Betancourt with an ineffective at bat, one away. Before Moustakas comes to the plate.
Our GMC keys to the game for Brian Dunsing. Outstanding ERA at 2.33 against the Royals. He's also, as a starter in 7 starts, he is 5-1 with that great ERA in 7 starts. So he's done a very good job against the Royals. He's had their number. 2-0 here at Target Field in 3 starts against the Royals.
Here's Mike Moustakas. And a bouncer to short. Gordon will advance. And Dozier fires to Morneau, 2 down. Kind of a half-hearted swing by Moustakas, and now Billy Butler with a runner at third and 2 down.
Yeah, this is a ball club, as we said earlier. The Royals have won 10 out of their last 15 ball games, and a very close ball games. But they come in here swinging the bat. They're 50 in the American League in hitting. They got some guys having some pretty good years, and this is one of them right here, Billy Butler.
Might very well find himself busy during the All-Star break. The game being played in Kansas City, and Butler the odds-on pick to be one Kansas City representative. There might be another, but Butler's hit in the middle of this Kansas City lineup throughout his career. It would seem the logical choice to represent the Royals in the All-Star game.
Well, he's never been in an All-Star game, and this guy can just flat-out hit. A career 300 hitter. It's usually doubles that he hits, but this year he has more home runs than doubles. He's led the American League in doubles over his playing career.
Just a couple of doubles, in fact, over his last 36 games. 1-1 to Butler. Dunsing trying to pitch around the leadoff bloop double. 2-1. To your point about the close ball games that the Royals have had, they have 13 wins in June. 11 of them have been by 1 or 2 runs.
And I think there's 6 of them where they've only scored 2 runs and 1. So some very close ball games.
It all strongly suggests that they've been pitching pretty well. And we've talked about this before. Teams that put together a run for any extended period of time, like the Royals have now, have done it with good starting pitching. And that's been the one thing that's been lacking for the Twins. Swing and a miss, a high-tight fastball.
That's an important pitch right there for Dunsing, because he can throw that ball down and away with a changeup, but he's got to get that fastball hard in. Good fastball has something on it, and Butler swings through it. Now that sets up the changeup away, or a breaking ball. Let's see what they decide against Butler here.
Got a pitch up and fouled it back. Dunsing
Went
challenging
right
him with a fastball.
93-mile-an-hour fastball. Butler just 4 for 18 lifetime against Dunsing.
Two and two. Dunsing to Butler. And a check swing fills the count with Francoeur on deck.
Right-handers this year hitting 270 against 271 as right-handers against Dunsing.
And Butler won't let him off the hook. A ground ball single up the middle. And Butler drives in Gordon from third base.
Again, this guy's a very solid hitter. And he's not a hitter, just a pull hitter. He'll take that pitch like he did right there. Watch Dunsing right here. Tried to kick it, but the ball got by him in the center field. Butler picking up his 47th RBI of the year.
So a bloop double, 3 ground balls, 1 up the middle for a base hit, and it's 1-0 Kansas City. And another one beaten into the ground, strike 1. Francoeur has been the veteran on this Kansas City roster, with all the young players brought up over the last couple of years. Moustakas, Hosmer, Escobar coming over in a trade, and the youth keeps coming. Perez, the catcher. Driven down the line, it's going to hook foul, and now there are some who suspect that Francoeur's days with the Royals might be limited because there's more youth coming through Omaha, and some think that Francoeur might be dealt away from the Royals to make room for even more good young talent that the Royals have.
Well, one thing that Francoeur brings, Jeff Francoeur, is a lot of energy with him to the ballpark. A veteran of 8 major league seasons. He's in his 2nd season with the Royals. Last year played in 153 ball games, hit 285. Hit 20 home runs this year. You can see his total, 128 home runs.
Well off the plate, 2-2. And Dunsing, who's on a pitch count of 70 to 80 here today because of the Butler single, now has had to throw more pitches to the 5th hitter he faces. Fly ball right field, and Revere retreats near the track to end it all. 18 pitches for Dunsing, a couple of hits allowed in the first run of the game. Scoring on Billy Butler's single, and the Twins find themselves behind 1-0. Ron Gardenhire's really fattened up over the years against the Royals. And here's his Menards batting order for the series opener. Denard Span, followed by Ben Revere, then Joe Mauer, Josh Willingham, Justin Morneau, Trevor Plouffe. Big day today for Ryan Doumit. We'll talk more about that. Brian Dozier, and then Jamie Carroll.
Well, that lineup facing Luis Mendoza, making his 9th start, his 14th appearance. A young man, 28 years old, from Mexico, that started this season in the rotation of the Royals. He was taken out and now put back in. It's his 4th start since coming back into the rotation. Looking for his 3rd win, making his 2nd career appearance against the Twins.
Here's Denard Span to lead off the Twins first. And outside ball 1, his first appearance against the Twins. A memorable one. He came on in relief of Felipe Paulino, who was injured in Kansas City a few weeks ago.
Yeah, in the 1st inning.
Just kind of the beginning of the end for Paulino. He actually pulled a groin muscle in the 1st inning, and then he was well on his way toward rehabbing and working his way to the big league club, and then he blew his elbow out.
And he's one of 4 that are getting the Tommy John surgery, or that have the Tommy John surgery for the Kansas City Royals.
Tommy John just had it once.
Yeah.
And the Royals have had it 4 times. Here's the Northland Ford defense for the Royals. Gordon, Bourgeois, and Francoeur in the outfield. Moustakas, Escobar, Betancourt, Hosmer, and Salvador Perez surrounding Mendoza. 1-2 to Span. And he takes up high, 2-2.
Mendoza with a fastball in the low 90s, a slurve type curveball, and a changeup. In that outing, he pitched well, even though he got the loss in that game replacing Paulino. He only gave up 2 runs in 5 innings, but he lost that ball game 4-2.
And outside and low, full count.
Walks have been an issue. 30 walks in 60 innings pitched for Mendoza.
Revere to follow. And then Mauer. Chopper to first, easy 2-hopper for Hosmer. 1 away. Revere has had a good month of June, and part of his June success against his team he's done very well against.
Well, you can see 6 for 13. He has scored 4 runs. That's the most important thing. Get on, let the guys in the middle of the lineup drive you in. Some stolen bases. Revere leading the Twins with 15 stolen bases.
So Revere, again, well short of the number of plate appearances needed to qualify for a batting title, but at .323, he gives the Twins a lot of production from the 2nd spot on the batting order. Great speed. Revere with just 11 runs batted in, but 20 runs scored, and he takes a strike, 1-1. Down and away, 2-1. Of the 2, I think it's safe to say Span is the more watchful batter, more patient hitter, but yet that's one element the Twins would like to see more of from Ben Revere. The ability to draw walks, work the count a little bit better. But as long as he does that and ends up at first base, who cares? Another hit for Revere. And now we'll see whether he has any interest in stealing second base.
Well, he worked the counter in his favor, got a pitch up, Mendoza left it up, and Ben Revere, what we have seen him do since coming back from Rochester, is do that. Make good solid contact, keep the ball on the ground or line drives, not too many fly ball outs.
So Revere, the Twins' top base stealer. But we've also seen situations where he doesn't steal, and then Mauer's able to hook the ball through an expanded hole on the right side of the infield.
See how quick Mendoza is toward home plate.
Big leg kick, and Revere goes right away. Perez's throw in time to get him. So it didn't look like a pitch out, but the pitch was up and away, and Perez with a clean shot threw out Revere.
Yeah, Perez, a youngster, has an outstanding arm. And right there, Revere taking off, but a good strong throw by Perez and a quick tag by Escobar gets the speedy Revere for only the 4th time in 19 attempts.
And Mauer takes a strike, 1-1. So Revere now 15 out of 19 in stolen bases. Two and one. Twins have had their pitching issues, so have the Royals. Mendoza, part of a 14-man pitching staff just over a week ago when we were still in interleague play. Bounce toward the hole. Escobar moves over and throws low. Hosmer with a soft glove makes the play. That wraps up the first inning. And the All-Star game this year for the first time since 1973 is in Kansas City. And it's the beginning of the road to the World Series. Comes up Tuesday, July 10th, 6:30 Central on Fox, with the home field advantage in the World Series at stake. And I just know the Kansas City Royals organization and the city itself is going to do a great job hosting the All-Star game.
I was very fortunate in 1973. That was my first All-Star appearance.
Fly to center. Span retreats. Hosmer quickly retired. 1 away.
Well, and that's what you need right there as a starting pitcher, to get some quick outs. One pitch outs.
You can ask a question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Josh Holter of Faribault wondering whether we can expect Target Field to host the All-Star game sometime soon. The speculation is, and until it's made official, it will remain that this ballpark would host the 2014 All-Star game. Generally, what is done is the game alternates between an American League city and a National League city.
Right.
And the 2013 game is at Citi Field in New York. And so of the American League cities, it would be surprising, I think, at this point, if the Twin Cities and Target Field isn't named eventually the host of the game.
It's been a while. I think 1985.
Yeah. 2-1. And now 3-1 to Salvador Perez.
Perez just coming off the disabled list. He had left knee surgery in late spring training. Just activated. This is his 5th game back. Royals very excited about this young 22-year-old.
This one hit a long way to right field. Revere going back, and it's not coming back. An opposite field home run for Salvador Perez, and it's 2-0.
Already his 2nd home run in 5 games for Perez. Big, strong kid from Venezuela. Signed by the Royals in 2006. Came up last year and made quite an impression in taking that fastball the other way. For Dunsing, only his 3rd home run allowed. His 2nd to a right-handed hitter.
Jason Bourgeois just called up from Omaha. His numbers down there not that great, but the Royals feel he can and has done very well against left-handed pitching, and the Royals will see a lot of it in this series.
Yeah, Bourgeois has some major league experience with the White Sox, the Brewers, and the Astros in his first season in their system, the Royals.
1-1.
Bourgeois, 30 years old, signed by the Rangers back in 2000.
Bounced to third off the glove of Plouffe, picked up by Dozier, slings it off balance and off target. So an infield hit, and it's the 4th Royal hit in the first 8 plate appearances.
Yeah, once that ball hit off of Plouffe's glove, really no chance. Bourgeois very quick out of that batter's box and down that line. He has some major league steals, so you got to keep an eye on him at first base, right off the tip of the glove.
If Billy Butler does not make the All-Star team for Kansas City, or if he does and there's a 2nd Royal, this guy, Alcides Escobar, will probably be the guy. He rather quietly has put together a phenomenal season. A guy who has never hit for a very high average, either with the Brewers or with the Royals.
Yeah, he came over in that Zach Greinke trade.
But he's known for his defensive prowess, and now he has improved himself offensively. Of all the major league shortstops, all 30 regular shortstops, Escobar has the highest batting average at .315. And the Royals very encouraged about where they are headed, in part because Escobar now looks like he might be an offensive player that they can count on at the bottom of their batting order. There goes Bourgeois on the pitch, chopped to the right side. Carroll recovers, flips, not in time. So Escobar doesn't get anything behind the ball at all, and after an opposite field home run, the 8 and 9 batters each get infield hits.
Well, it looked like a hit and run put on, and it was Jamie Carroll, the second baseman, covering the bag, and that's where Escobar hit it. Carroll had to retreat and get back over there as quick as he could, but Escobar just beat it out. Yeah, Escobar beat it out.
So 1 out, 3 straight hits. Back to the top of the order, and Alex Gordon, who hit a little chip shot over Plouffe's head down the line. A leadoff double in the first inning, and then Butler delivered a 2-out single for the first Kansas City run. 30 pitches for Dunsing, and 5 hits allowed, first time through the order. Now, that said, the only hit that's been well hit is the home run by Perez. A couple of infield hits. Butler's RBI single was a 3-hopper up the middle. 1 strike to Gordon. That's deep down the left field line, and twisting foul. 2 strikes. So this is where Dunsing, who's kind of had Gordon's number, would like to get him here. He's struck him out 7 times in 20 at bats. Gorgeous summer night at a gorgeous ballpark. And wherever you are in Twins territory, we are glad you're with us. Pick off a second, but there's no throw.
Yeah, Bourgeois got a pretty good lead right there, and alertly Dunsing stepped off as Dozier kind of went behind him, tried to get behind him at second base.
Started scampering towards third, it looked like. And another little pop fly behind third. Loof in foul ground makes the catch.
Tim Laudner, you're down in that camera well. Dunsing throwing a lot of pitches here in the first inning plus.
Yeah, but you know what, Bert? You've had some starts like this. You don't want to get discouraged because he's throwing the ball very, very well. Nobody's hitting the ball very hard except for the home run. Big deal. It's just one run. But the fact is he's throwing the ball well. Nobody's hitting the ball hard.
And Rick Anderson with the clicker has clicked his clicker 33 times so far. Betancourt with a bouncer to third his first time up. And a first pitch strike. Betancourt was with the Royals as a shortstop, and with Escobar over there now, he's kind of a utility infielder. Most of his time at second base. And that shaves the corner. 0-2.
He had a pretty good year for the Brewers last year. In his only season, hit .252. Betancourt, 30 years old, from Cuba, signed by the Mariners. In his second stint back with the Royals.
Breaking pitch. Hooked foul. Couple of men aboard. Kansas City already leading 2-0. And a pop-up. Mauer in foul ground. Ends the inning. Perez with an opposite field home run. Dunsing strands a couple. It's 2-0. Sanford Health injury report. 2 fixtures in the Kansas City rotation. Both are going to be gone for a while.
Yeah, Sabathia with the left groin strain, and then Andy Pettit during the ball game line drive back at him, and he continued to pitch, but then later found out he had that broken ankle. That's a big blow to the Yankees.
First ball hitting, Willingham hits it right at Bourgeois, and one quick out here in the second. Yeah, the Yankees really, their rotation is in shambles right now. They've probably got more out of Pettit than even they thought at this point, but you've got a lot of inexperienced starters in that rotation, and they may be in buy mode. There's strike one to Morneau. You look at the pitchers that might be out there. Ryan Dempster is hurt. Zach Greinke, the former Royal.
Every club that's in the race looking for pitching, other than the Giants. The Giants got back into that race with the Dodgers. 4 straight shutouts for the Giants.
1-1 to Morneau, and he takes inside. 2-1. Of course, Francisco Liriano's name has been mentioned as a possible trade material for the Twins.
Scotty, right?
Liriano's come up with some good starts since returning to the rotation. Liriano will pitch the series finale here on Sunday against Bruce Chen. Hard ground ball, and it'll roll into right center. Morneau's aboard with a 1-out single. And that'll bring up Trevor Plouffe.
Yeah, second hit for the Twins. They had the shift on him where Betancourt, the second baseman, was playing in short right field. And Justin hitting this ball up the middle. See where Escobar's playing.
And here is Trevor Plouffe, tied for the team lead in home runs with 15. And a fastball down the middle to strike. The month of June to this point has been Plouffe's most critical month, at a time when the Twins needed someone to stabilize third base and provide a productive bat in the lineup. Plouffe has passed the test on both counts.
He's playing one of those positions at the corner for Plouffe that you want some home run production out of. And Plouffe has supplied that. 10 home runs so far here in the month of June.
0-2 here. And high and tight. 1-2. Gardenhire hoping his team can come back from an early 2-0 deficit. Breaking pitch, tapped foul.
Well, Mendoza's been pretty stingy as far as allowing home runs, only 4 on the year. This is his 9th start, his 14th appearance. Allowed 3 home runs to right-handed hitters.
Jam shot and a 2-hopper to third. Double clutch by Moustakas. And that'll allow Plouffe to beat the relay. Just that little hesitation from Moustakas kept the Royals from turning a double play. 2 down.
Right there, that little hesitation, good feed over to Betancourt, but that little hesitation allows Plouffe a couple extra steps. And he beat it out.
All the talk of the Twins possibly being sellers and when would they become sellers masked today with the good news that Ryan Doumit signed a 2-year extension with the Twins today. This one kicks away from the catcher Perez, and Plouffe will advance to second base. Doumit making quite a an impression in his first year in the Twins organization. And over the last several days, Twins working out a contract extension with Domet, strongly suggesting that they really like what they've seen.
Well, you know what? He's a bulldog type player, and he'll play injured, he'll play hurt, and I think they like that out of Ryan Domet. So congratulations to Ryan Domet. Wild pitch moves Plouffe over to second base. And for Mendoza, his 5th wild pitch of the year.
Hit to the outfield should get the Twins on the board. And Domet steps out. Regarding Domet, probably interesting to remind everyone, the only problem the Twins have had with Domet is when they tried to put him on the disabled list. And he pretty much talked his way on the active roster. This was when, I think we were in somewhere on the road, Seattle maybe? And it looked like he might go on the shelf for a while. And the early reports were the Twins were going to put him on the disabled list. It was in Detroit, is when it was. And he didn't react too well to that.
Well, you like to see that. He wants to play.
1-0 to Domet. And down low again, 2-0. Twins have a couple of hits against Mendoza. Trying to get on the board. Down 2-0. There's a base hit left field. Plouffe around third. Gordon will flip it into second, and Domet comes through with an RBI single.
Well, he got the count in his favor. Looked fastball instead of trying to pull it, just went the other way with it. Picks up an RBI, his 33rd of the year. Good piece of hitting right there by Ryan Domet as the wild pitch helps the Twins come back and make it a 2-1 ball game.
So Domet aboard, and Dozier with a chance to extend the inning here. 3 singles for the Twins. Dozier homered the other day against the White Sox. And he takes a fastball down the middle. Slow breaking ball for strike 2. Dozier's seen the fastball and the 81-mile-per-hour breaking pitch.
Yeah, like a big slur.
Fly ball to center, hit right at Bourgeois. And the Twins answer with a run in the bottom of the second. tonight. You can vote for the Arby's Value Player of the Game. Text the word value, followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234234.
Yeah, I know that Leonard Damlow from Perham, Minnesota is watching this ball game. Happy 98th birthday to you.
Well, yes, happy birthday. First pitch, skied in the air off the bat of Moustakas. Plouffe puts it away, one down. Dunsing's got some of those. He got a first pitch out in the second inning off of Hosmer. And the last 3 outs have been recorded in foul territory. One gone. Here's Billy Butler. You never went back and forth much. I mean, you were a starter almost your whole career. But what in your mind is the biggest challenge going through the transition that Dunsing's going through? He's been a starter. He's been a reliever. He's gone back and forth a number of times.
It's a mindset. It's a mindset. And we talked to Glenn Perkins about that, you know, from going to starter to where his role is now, that he can come out and just basically air it out. Whereas a starter, now you have to think, you know, hopefully a couple innings ahead, but you want to go deep into the ball game. And how do you do that? By building up your arm strength. I talked to Brian after his last start, a couple days after he pitched the 3+ innings against the Reds, and I said, how you feeling? He said, yeah, a little stiff, you know, just because of 63 pitches rather than maybe, you know, 15 to 20 in 1 inning relief. Now, he's always been a guy that can go, you know, 2 or 3 innings out of that bullpen, and that's why he and Anthony Swarzak are very important to a ball club throughout the season. Swarzak, same type of guy. And I think they feel this guy can play a little bit. He can be a starter better than I think Swarzak can.
Well, here are the numbers this year with just 1 start under his belt. Of course, as they say, a small sample size. But, you know, maybe fans are wondering, you know, is this an acknowledgement by the Twins that, you know, we can have a great bullpen, but unless our starters give us a chance, a good bullpen is, you know, not important at all. You know, if half the games are lost in the first half of the game, then what value is a good bullpen?
Right, especially a guy like Dunsing that has to come in sometimes in the 4th inning to take it into the 7th. So why not start him?
1-0 to Francoeur, and an off-speed pitch over for a strike. I would think, too, what Dunsing did against the Reds were beyond the pitch count. Going into the dugout and sitting, and then coming back out 10-15 minutes later, pitching another inning, going back on the dugout. That not just the pitches, but the downtime between innings would be something to adjust to.
That's what you get the opportunity to do in spring training, but he's now doing it during the season.
Francoeur takes up high 2-2.
You know, as a starter in his career, he's made 51 career starts coming into this ball game. He's 21-17, 4 games over 500. Take away that year he had last year. I think that was just a frustrating year for him. And he gets a strikeout, his first for the ball game.
Cuts through the 3, 4, and 5 batters for Kansas City with ease in the 3rd. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. By CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Grand Casino, the best stories start here. Jamie Carroll leading off the third for the Twins, taking strike one from Luis Mendoza. And now up and away, 1-1. Carroll, Span, and Revere here in the Twins' third. Two and one. Just looking in front of me here, some of the Twins jerseys here, and some of them have Harmon Killebrew's name on the back, and today would have been Harmon's birthday. I know yesterday you participated in his golf tournament.
Yeah, what a turnout. Great turnout at Legends Country Club.
One hopper to third. Moustakas throws him out. One down. That'll bring up Span.
There's Mr. Killebrew. That number and his legacy will live on forever. What a man.
Here is Denard Span. And a long at bat, finishing with a ground ball to Hosmer in the first inning. Off-speed pitch, strike one.
Yeah, Mendoza back on June 12th took a no-hitter against the Brewers into the 7th inning. Probably his finest game at the major league level. Lost it in the 7th. Ended up getting a no decision in a 2-1 win over the Brewers.
1-1 to Span. Just up and away, 2-1. Can you imagine having a 14-man pitching staff?
Yeah, in today's game, yes.
My goodness. Splintered bat, and Mendoza cut off his chase to first base because he saw the barrel of the bat waving, twirling in front of him. 2 down. Ben Revere will hit next. Twins and Royals playing a split doubleheader tomorrow. And game one starting at 12:10. If you had a ticket to the April 28th game that was rained out, the ticket is good for tomorrow's first game, and there are other seats available as well. So call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com to get tickets for either or both ends of the double dip. It'd be a great way to really enjoy a full day at the ballpark. Game at noon, another one at 6 o'clock.
You know, you're talking about a 14-man staff, and both these ball clubs, they've used their bullpen more than any other team at the major league level as far as innings pitched needed by the bullpen. As much as we know, that the Twins use their bullpen, the Royals bullpen has worked 20 more innings than the Twins bullpen.
Yikes. A 1-2-3 third for Mendoza. tonight. Scott Diamond tomorrow, and Francisco Liriano on Sunday. But the split doubleheader pitching matchup, Jonathan Sanchez has been a disappointment so far for the Royals this year. Scott Diamond has been anything but for the Twins. And then Cole DeVries called up. He'll face Luke Hochevar, who's hoping to get his career stabilized. He's come up with a couple of good starts in a row. Hochevar has.
Yeah, Sanchez just coming off. He spent over a month on a disabled list with that sore arm too. So he's still trying to build that arm strength up.
1-1. DeVries just called up. There's a new rule that allows teams who have split doubleheaders to call up a player for that day and that day only. There's a hard ground ball. Dozier bobbles it, picks it up, fires to Morneau. Hosmer retired. 1 away.
Yeah, good play right there by Dozier. He kind of let that ball fight him a little bit, but he knocked it down and then barehanded it and got it over to first for the first out.
We have some special guests up here.
Yes, we do. I just got the note from. Now you were in Iraq, and you are Jim Donovan. Glad to meet you, and thank you. Thank you for all your service, and welcome home. Good to be with your family. And you are all here by circle.
Strike one to Salvador Perez. Hit an opposite field home run his first time up. This one popped up right side. And Morneau squeezes it. Out
Jim,
number 2.
I remember you because back in 2009 we spoke via the broadcast and stuff like that. You were on the air with us when you were in Iraq, and your family was here. You were here. I remember you. Yes. So welcome back, and God bless you. Thank you for all your service.
2 down quickly here in the 4th inning, and that'll bring up Jason Bourgeois. 7 in a row set down by Brian Dunsing, and there's strike one. Bourgeois with an infield hit his first time up.
And this is what you like to see too as a starter. You know, you come out, you're pumped up because you're going to, start, and it takes a couple innings to get into that groove. And so far, Dunsing has reacted very nicely. In his last start, 3 very good innings against the Reds, and you could kind of see him run out of gas in that 4th inning, where he gave up 3 runs.
Little chip shot near the Twins dugout. Morneau with the catch. Another foul ball catch for an out. Just 8 pitches needed by Dunsing in a 1-2-3-4. From our GoPro shot, look at a beautiful ballpark and another nice crowd on a Friday night. Twins down 2-1.
Yeah, Brian Dunsing settling down nicely. He's retired 8 straight Royals.
Joe Mauer will lead off the 4th inning for the Twins. Mauer, Willingham, and Morneau with their second look at Luis Mendoza. And a bender off the plate, ball 1. Mauer in the middle of the batting race, and if Mike Trout doesn't run away with it, Mauer looks like he'll have a shot at another batting title this year. A strike, 1-1. Mike Trout having the type of rookie season so far that I don't think the American League has seen since Freddie Lynn in 1975, when Fred Lynn won the Rookie of the Year and the MVP award in the same year. 1-1 to Mauer. And now 2-1. The guy I felt sorry for that year, as I recall, was Jim Rice, who had a great rookie year, but Freddie Lynn had such a great year that people didn't even were made aware of how good a season Rice was having.
Yeah, you can see Mike Trout getting called up with the Angels really helped to rejuvenate the Angels.
3-1. Mauer trying to get aboard.
Texas still leading that American League Western Division, but the Angels 4.5 back. They've won 8 out of their last 10, as the Rangers have.
Fastball, a strike, 3-2. Mauer, the on-base percentage leader in the American League. And as we talk about the American League West and look at the standings, 2 really good teams and 2 teams rebuilding, Oakland and Seattle.
When is Oakland not rebuilding?
Ripped to left. Mauer, on his first swing of the at-bat, finds one he likes and lines it sharply to left field.
Well, typical Joe Mauer hit. You make a mistake up, and especially if it's on the outer half of the plate, he's just going to hit it hard to left field. Exactly what that pitch was right there. Fastball on a 3-2 pitch. And Mauer gets the 4th hit for the Twins, his first.
Willingham on the first pitch he saw from Mendoza in the 2nd inning hit a fly ball to center. What the signing of Ryan Doumit means is that the Twins went into the free agent market and they brought in Willingham, whom they signed to a 3-year deal, and obviously they like what they have seen from him. They were correct in signing Doumit because they've extended him today. They signed Jamie Carroll to a 2-year deal inside, and it's 1-1. So, yeah, as disappointing as the season has been for the Twins in terms of position players, they hit the trifecta.
You're looking for stability, and these 3 guys have brought some stability with them.
1-1 to Willingham. 2-1. Mendoza goes for a stroll here. He ran the count full to Mauer before giving up a sharp single. Twins have 4 hits, all of them singles. Two and 1. Driven hard and foul, 2-2.
Yeah, Mendoza making his 25th major league start. He has 8 wins, 13 losses as a starter.
Bouncer to third, backhanded by Moustakas, and a double play. So a nice play by Moustakas, who bobbled the ball in the 2nd inning, and that helped allow the Twins to get a run.
Yeah, that off the bat of Trevor Plouffe. This time he did not bobble. He got it over to Betancourt very quickly.
Our AT&T trivia question with Trevor Plouffe hoping for a chance here in the 4th inning. who are the 3 active Twins to hit 10 home runs in a month. Trevor Plouffe.
That's all we need is one.
That's right. Now we got to try to guess the other 2 for bonus points. I'm guessing the guy in the box is
That would be one of my guesses.
1-0. Kicks away from the catcher. And my other guess would be Mauer, and maybe even the very first month that he played in May of his MVP season.
In 2009.
Yeah. Look at the lineup, and those are the only 3 likely candidates. Morneau checks his swing, and now it's 3-0 with Plouffe to follow. That's on the outside corner, according to Scott Barry.
Well, Justin's last home run coming on June 4th in Kansas City against a left-hander, Will Smith.
Another ground ball single. He pulled one to the right side of second base, and now he pushes a hard grounder through the left side, his second hit of the ball game. Fans, remember, every Saturday you have the chance to help many local nonprofits and maybe leave as a winner of thousands of dollars. The Split the Pot raffle is at every Saturday home game in 2012, and we got 2 of those tomorrow. Proceeds will benefit the Twins Community Fund and many other local charities. Tomorrow you get 2 chances to win big, as there will be a raffle for each game of the doubleheader. Call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com and get your tickets for tomorrow's double dip against the Royals. Here's Plouffe. And a first pitch pop-up that will reach the seats. 1 strike. Plouffe reached on the fielder's choice. Moustakas double clutched his throw, and that allowed Plouffe to beat the relay on what should have been a double play ball. And then a wild pitch and base hit followed, and the Twins were on the board. Breaks in front of the plate. 1-1. Hits are even 5 apiece, but again, all 5 Twins hits have been singles. Fly ball right center field. And Bourgeois over a few steps to end the inning. 2 singles, a double play ball, and after 4, the Royals have a 2-1 lead. Target Field, 4-game series against the Kansas City Royals. Kevin Gorg, Tim Laudner, Bert Blylev, and Dick Bramer all here at this beautiful ballpark after an off day yesterday. He's hoping to have a good series here against the Royals. Alcides Escobar lead things off, and he takes strike one. Dunsing, who had problems in the 4th inning of his prior start, sailed through the 4th, hoping to continue on here. He's only thrown 56 pitches. And of the 56, 39 strikes. There's a beautiful bunt. Dunsing can't field it cleanly, and Escobar has a bunt single. Another infield hit for the Royals, and it's the first hit Dunsing has allowed since his infield hit he allowed Escobar in the 2nd inning.
Taking it, down that 3rd baseline, Trevor Plouffe comes in, and he's playing back a little bit too far, probably for a guy that's capable of bunting like Escobar. And Escobar gets that hit.
Here's Gordon. A bloop double to start the ball game, and then he scored on a 2-out single by Butler. And then a foul out to Plouffe in the 2nd. And another foul ball. This one will reach the seats. 1 strike.
This is his 3rd at bat, and it seems like Dunsing is keeping everything away. That little loop into left field in that 1st inning for the double. Good hustle double by Gordon. Then last time up, a fastball away that he popped up to Trevor Plouffe in foul territory in the 2nd inning. Bauer again sitting outside. Escobar at first base. He has 12 stolen bases in 14 attempts, so you have to keep an eye on him. Royals have 48 stolen bases as a ball club. They have been caught 20 times.
Sticks a fastball on the outside corner. 0-2.
Well, Dunsing 18 in the 1st, 19 in the 2nd, and then a couple quick innings, 10 and 8. So far here, 5 in the 5th.
Rick Anderson has to like what he's seen so far.
I like what Andy said in that interview when Kevin Gorg asked him about Dunsing. He just said, let's forget about all the little things. Where's your arm? Where's your leg? Just go out and compete. Just don't worry about all the other things. Just get the ball over the plate the best you can.
How is that referred to? Paralysis by analysis. You're so worried about things you just can't let your talent flow through. Swarzak warming up. Dunsing at 61 pitches.
Well, last year was a frustrating year for him. Even though, you look at his year, he won 9 ball games. Liriano won 9, Pavano won 9. That was it. Twins didn't have a 10-game winner.
And he missed inside, 2-2. Sometimes the game of baseball can be compared to the game of golf, and everyone who's played golf maybe has played 9 good holes. The challenge is keeping that mental focus for the back 9. I would imagine that's part of Dunsing's challenge too, as he now is being groomed as a starter. It's one thing to have 3 or 4 good innings where you've got command and you've got the focus, but you do have to develop that mental focus, the extension of that from 3-4 innings into 6 and 7.
And to me, that's the fun part of pitching, is trying to work through 8 or 9 innings and keeping your concentration.
See, I said 6.
For me, that was really hard.
I said 6 or 7 innings. You said 8 or 9. Dunsing trying to put away Gordon and Liriano, who, as long as he's been around, has just 1 complete game. That was the no-hitter last year.
Dick, too, as a starter, Dunsing, he can work on different pitches now where in the bullpen, you have to just basically come in and throw your 2 best pitches and hope that you can get the other team out for a short amount of time. Now you got a chance to work a little bit and work in all 3 of your pitches, or 4 if you haven't.
Now the count runs full, or has run full, and Escobar might very well take off from first. Dunsing's worked Gordon inside, outside, but he's filled the count now at 3-2. Yuniesky Betancourt on deck. Full count to Gordon. Lace to left. So that was pretty much the same at bat that Mauer had in the bottom of the 4th inning. Mauer worked the count full, got a fastball out over the plate, and he hammered it to left. It looked like Gordon did the same thing.
Yeah, just a little bit up in that strike zone. Take a look, and Gordon, like he did in his 2 previous at-bats, looks like he's trying to go that way. Hit that one sharply.
When Dunsing struggled in the 4th inning in Cincinnati, it kind of fell apart on him in a hurry in the 4th, and now the 5th inning starts with a pair of singles, a bunt single, runners at first and second, nobody out. The Twins are expecting a bunt from Betancourt. And he swings away and lines one to left center field. Span cuts it off. A run will score, and it will be a double by Betancourt. Far from bunting, he cracked the double to the gap, and it's 3-1.
Betancourt's getting his 8th double of the year, picking up his 25th RBI on a high fastball, and lines it into left center. Bernard Span cannot catch up to it. Escobar scores, and Gordon stops at third.
And Ron Gardenhire coming to the mound, as it happened in Cincinnati in the 4th. It's happened here tonight to Dunsing in the 5th. He was sailing along, having retired 8 men in a row, but the bunt single has opened the door for the Royals, and they lead it 3-1. Through the 3rd and 4th, but then immediate trouble in the 5th, and he comes out having allowed 8 hits over 4 innings.
Yeah, 4+ innings for Brian Dunsing. The 2 runners on base are still his responsibility, as Anthony Swarzak comes in to try to leave him there. For Swarzak, he's making his 23rd appearance. He made 4 starts earlier this year for the Twins. 55 innings and 59 hits allowed for Swarzak, 14 walks, 2 intentional, with 32 strikeouts.
And Swarzak will pitch into the teeth of this Kansas City lineup, starting with Moustakas. And Gordon's at third. Betancourt's at second. Nobody out.
Well, Moustakas in his first 2 at-bats, I believe, only saw 2 pitches. First time up, a ground ball to Dozier for an out. Then last time, leading off the third, he jumped on the first pitch and popped it up to Plouffe at third.
Corner infielders will play even with the bases. Middle infielders back in a 3-1 ball game, but nobody out. Swarzak comes into a tight spot here in the 5th inning. First pitch up and away, ball 1. And high again.
Got 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Swarzak, a right-hander, try to get right on top of that ball and create that downward plane. The first 2 fastballs up in the strike zone.
And 3-0. Twins made a roster move after we left the air the other day. Jeff Manship sent down and Kyle Waldrop called up. Again, Twins got 4 innings from their starting pitcher today because Dunsing is being stretched out as we speak. There's a strike, but you've got a doubleheader tomorrow, and Cole DeVries will make the start in the second game, but you don't know how many innings the bullpen will be asked to pitch tomorrow.
Well, one thing about that #1 starter in the first game is, and that's Scott Diamond. He's done a good job. He's gotten deep into the ball game, so that's going to help if he can do that again.
But as we mentioned before in this homestand, this is an important stretch of games for the Twins, who've fallen 10 games back. You got a pretty tough road trip coming up with 4 in Detroit, 3 in Texas, and you're going to ideally have your bullpen as well rested as possible. So we'll see how many innings the starters pitch in the 4 games against the Royals. Skied to short left field. Dozier back, and he makes the catch.
All right, I don't know where Willingham, he didn't. That's a ball you'd like an outfielder to come in and catch that ball. But Dozier may have called him off early.
1 down. And potentially a big first out here in the 5th inning, and that'll bring up Butler.
Well, right here, watch Dozier right here. He's letting Willingham know that he has that ball.
Butler will be walked to get Francoeur to the plate. So in getting Moustakas, the Twins left first base open. And remember, Swarzak fell behind Moustakas 3-0 and came back to get him. And if the Twins can get out of this inning with just the 1 run allowed, turning point might have been Swarzak coming back and retiring Moustakas so they didn't have to pitch to Butler. So there goes Butler to first. They're loaded up with 1 down, and here's Francoeur.
Right fielder Jeff Francoeur.
Well, if you're thinking double play, Jeff Francoeur has hit into 7 double plays this year.
I was thinking double play. Francoeur 2 for 3 against Swarzak with a pair of doubles. And a breaking ball. Francoeur thought it was up high. It's called a strike.
Swarzak has thrown 11 pitches. I don't think he's thrown one about near the knees yet. Everything's been up in the zone.
There's a number.
Get it home.
Swarzak with the force play at home, and they'll get the second out there. So Swarzak getting the force play at home, out number 2.
Well, he finally got that one down in the strike zone, and Swarzak, we thought he was Carl Pavano here. Watch this. Those big old paws of Pavano, but Swarzak just reaching out with his right hand and then getting the ball over to Mauer for the force out of Gordon at home.
Bases are reloaded. Different runners now for Hosmer, who hit a fly ball to center and a bouncer to short against Brian Dunsing. And there's one down around the knees at 94.
Yeah, last couple pitches, breaking ball. They got the Frank Tour ground ball out, and a good fastball there. So that's making the adjustment in a short amount of time.
Hosmer off to a slow start after his rookie season last year, where many thought he should have been the Rookie of the Year winner.
He had 293 last year and had 19 home runs
in a partial season. Sliced foul, 2 strikes, and Swarzak dialing that up to 95. Swarzak one good pitch away from leaving the bases full after inheriting a second and third nobody out situation.
It will be a great job if he's able to get this last out here of this top of the 5th inning.
To center field. Span is there. If you're wearing one, tip your cap to Anthony Swarzak.
Smack dab in the Minnesota State Lottery winner's circle. A very special occasion. We've got a wedding gift because these 2 youngsters are getting married tomorrow. What a great place for a groom's dinner. Matt and Tracy, obviously a special night. Family and friends here. Groom's dinner at the ballpark as the bride. How did this come out?
He's a diehard Twins fan here.
Now, one thing I got to ask you before you marry this young lady into your family. Her father has a Yankees jersey on. That's sacrilege around here.
I know. Hey, you know, you can't pick your family, I guess, so.
It all works. We're kidding around. Of course, you've just been circled by a Hall of Famer, and the first wedding gift will be 100 scratch-off tickets from the Minnesota State Lottery. And, guys, they're pumped up. They want to see a Twins rally. So, Dick and Bert, get her done.
That'll be a nice wedding gift for them. And congratulations.
Ryan Domit hoping to turn this game around. An RBI single in the second. 1 strike from Mendoza, and now Mendoza comes inside and gets a foul ball off the handle of the bat. 2 strikes. And if you just joined us, Domit signing a 2-year extension with the Twins today that will keep him under contract through the 2014 season. And a called third strike, 1 away.
And for Mendoza, he picks up his first strikeout of the ball game.
And Domit, one of those players mentioned as a possible trade material by the Twins, but I would imagine that pitch looking a little bit outside. You just sign somebody to a 2-year deal, you're not going to spin them off to in a trade. 1 down. Here's Dozier to center, and it carries all the way out to Bourgeois, out number 2.
Well, we have seen some hard hit balls. I mean, even Hosmer hit that ball hard. Billy Butler hit a line drive to center field stand. And right there, Dozier hitting the ball sharply, right on the line, but to Bourgeois out in center.
Jamie Carroll will hit with 2 quick outs here in the 5th. Carroll with a bouncer to third, his first time up. Down the middle of strike. One and one. Scott Diamond standing next to his pitching coach. Down and in, and it's 2-1. Royals had high hopes of contending this year. They, like the Twins, got off to a slow start, but now they're 5 games below 500. And they were, in that 10 range for a long time, but they play pretty good baseball now, and they're where the Twins had hoped to be by now. 5 games back with 10 to play or whatever it is before the All-Star break. A good week and a half, and you can get where you want to be by the break.
Right.
There's a strike on the outside corner, 3-2.
Yeah, even though the Royals are only, like you mentioned, 5 games under 500, they find themselves 5.5 games behind Chicago. So winning 10 out of their last 15 ball games have put them semi back into the race.
Carroll fights it off. The White Sox got going when they won 13 out of 14 at the end of May. Now the Royals becoming a factor because they've won 10 out of 15. It just brings to mind how little it would have taken to get the Twins in a much better position than the one they're in. Back to Mendoza. And he has a 1-2-3 5th inning on just 11 pitches.
Of our doubleheader on Saturday. Well, high pressure still in control here toward Minneapolis. That means we do stay dry with intervals of clouds and sunshine and warm temperatures. First pitch set for 83 degrees.
Oh, that's perfect. Coors Light cold hard blast coming off the bat of Salvador Perez in the second.
Yeah, that off of Brian Dunsing. He took a fastball the other way over the limestone into right field for Perez, just in his 5th game back after spending a whole season on a disabled list, recovering from left knee surgery. It's his second home run.
It'll be Perez, Bourgeois, and Escobar facing Anthony Swarzak in the 6th. Oh, breaking ball snaps over and a strike, 1-1. What a job by Swarzak. Came into a 3-1 game. Runners at second and third, nobody out, and he kept it a 3-1 ball game. It'll be chased by Morneau. It'll be chased by Carroll. And it's Carroll who reaches for it, doesn't catch it, and mutters to himself at the end of it all.
Yeah, that's normally the second baseman or the right fielder if he's able to come in. But Carroll right there, you can see he wants this ball. And just out of his reach, nicked his glove. Well, you like to see that right there. 38 years old. It's the frustration of not being able to catch that ball.
And he showed his frustration almost as soon as the ball hit the warning track. That's how immediate it was. 1-2. And Perez gets the base hit, so the Twins end up paying for not catching the foul pop. And there's a leadoff hit again here in the 5th. If you want to learn the basics of baseball, stay tuned to the Twins Live post-game show. Brought to you by CenturyLink as Bert and Tim Laudner break down the techniques and strategies of the game. Tonight it's the 1-2-3 double play. That would be the pitcher to the catcher and then to the first baseman.
We have a pitcher and a catcher, so we're going to need Anthony, I guess, will be our first baseman.
Here's Bourgeois, and he bounces one to short.
Come on, turn it.
Bourgeois runs well, but the Twins get the double play. 6-4-3. Not the 1-2-3 double play, but a 6-4-3 double play.
Well, pitcher's best friend. I don't care what it is. If you can get a double play behind yourself when you're on the mound, look like a breaking ball. Bourgeois beating it into the ground. Quick feed over to Carroll, and the relay over to Morneau for the double play.
That'll bring up Escobar, who bunted his way aboard, leading off the 5th inning. A couple of full swing hits followed, and Dunsing was out of the ball game. There's that slow breaking ball over for a strike again. This is Kansas City's second trip here. They'll come here one more time. The Twins go to Kansas City twice yet this year, and in August when they make their final trip to Kansas City, there'll be a special moment or special day for George Toma, the longtime Kansas City groundskeeper who helps the Twins out at Hammond Stadium in spring training. They're going to induct their former groundskeeper into the Royals Hall of Fame when the Twins are in town.
Yeah, he will be the 25th player personnel to go into the Royals Hall of Fame.
1-2. Toma's days as the groundskeeper go back to the Kansas City Athletic days.
See, I would have guessed probably back to the Kansas City Blues.
Well, they're
because that's in
tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
yep. Kansas City Blues. The Royals will be wearing Kansas City Blues uniforms, and the Twins will be wearing Minneapolis Miller uniforms.
Right.
You haven't brought your wardrobe. You're going on the broadcast tomorrow.
Oh, guess what we get to wear?
Coat and tie. Yeah, boy. A strikeout, and Swarzak faces just 3 men in the 6th. 6th inning in the Coors Light Freeze Can.
We go back to the first inning. Salvio Perez's throw right on the mark as Ben Revere was the second out in the first inning. He hit a base hit, then he tried to steal second but was thrown out.
The Frost Brew Coors Light Freeze Can. And Perez hit a home run to build the Kansas City lead at the time to 2-0 in the second inning. Twins will send the top of the order up in the 6th, hoping to reward Anthony Swarzak for a couple of effective innings of relief. Span 0 for 2. 2 ground balls to first, and Mendoza misses the outside corner, ball 1.
Yeah, Luis Mendoza starting his 6th inning of work. He's now at 71 pitches, 42 for strikes. No walks in the ball game, 1 strikeout.
And that's in the dirt to the backstop, 2-0. Twins haven't taken a walk, and in the Chicago series, a handshake suggesting that Dunsing's night might, or Swarzak's night might be done. 2-0 to Span.
Great job by Anthony Swarzak.
3 times now Span has hit it to Hosmer. 1 down. Time for the Century Link high-speed pitch.
Well, Brian Dunsing started this ball game. He worked into the 5th inning. And for Dunsing, he was clocked as high as 94, as Mendoza has been.
All right. So 2 starts for Dunsing, and almost by definition they were going to be short starts to begin with. How would you grade him out here tonight?
I thought he pitched well. I think what we saw from Dunsing is the same thing we saw in his first start, in the 4th inning in Cincinnati. He gave up a walk and then the home run to Phillips, and then another base hit. Boom, he's out of the ball game. Same thing here in this one, an inning later in the 5th inning. First 3 Royals got on.
Pitch up high to Ben Revere. He singled to center his first time up, hit a ground ball to third the next time.
And that's working, that building up that arm strength. So you have to have patience with Dunsing as he gets back into that starting rotation.
I think what we've seen, albeit brief spurts of effectiveness, potential as a starting pitcher, and in this season where there's been precious little of that in terms of looking forward to rebuilding this rotation. I don't think he's done anything in 2 starts to discourage the idea that he might end up there for a while.
And wherever, I know Brian Dunsing's upset. He wanted to go deeper into the ball game, but again, it's building blocks. Tyler Robertson. Looks like he will get the top of the 7th inning.
1-2 to Revere. Fouled straight back. In the dirt, 2-2. Mentioned the Twins would like Revere to be able to draw more walks. He's walked only 5 times on the year. Two and 2. And he strikes out for just the 12th time this year. 2 down.
And Mendoza picking up his 2nd strikeout.
Our AT&T trivia question involving home run bursts by Twins hitters. Trevor Plouffe. We think Justin Morneau and Joe Mauer are the others.
Boy, we get bonus.
Look at the Twins lineup, and the pickings are pretty slim for candidates. It's not like Kadire and Kubel were still on the roster. One strike to Mauer, who singled to left his first time up. Retired on a good play by Hosmer, who dug out a low throw in the first. Up and in, 1-1. Mendoza's given the Royals an effective start here tonight.
Yeah, he's keeping the ball down well. That big slow curveball is like a changeup. His fastball working both sides of the plate.
1 and 2.
It looked like Perez wanted that ball middle in, but there's good fastball away. And Perez framed it right there.
Chopped up the line, and another play for Hosmer. And another 1-2-3 inning for Luis Mendoza. For the Royals up by a pair.
Oh, Perez in a 1-0 ball game hits his second home run of the year, made it a 2-0 Royals lead. Twins came back in the bottom of the second. Ryan Domit, an RBI single, scoring Trevor Plouffe to make it a 2-1 ball game. And then Betancourt with a couple runners on, it's a RBI double. Anthony Swarzak came in and shut the door. It's 3-1, the Royals lead.
And Mendoza's done a good job. Swarzak did a good job, and now he'll hand the baton or the baseball to Tyler Robertson.
Well, Robertson making his third major league start. Remember, he came out in his major league debut, struck out the first 3 batters he faced, and then pitched here just the other day. He worked only 2/3 of an inning against the White Sox, gave up a couple runs on 4 hits.
Actually struck out the first guy he faced in that game. So he started his major league career by striking out the first 4 batters, and then some scratch hits kind of made his numbers look less effective than they were. Here's Alex Gordon, and a first pitch strike. And Robertson, who had a lot of family and friends here for his major league debut, told him today, boy, it just couldn't have gone any better. He was just still on cloud 9 after. I mean, just imagine what it must be like. You sign professionally, you beat around in the bushes for years and years, you finally get a chance and you strike out the side.
Not bad.
2 strikes to Gordon. And another strikeout.
And there's that nasty slider down and away.
All-Star voting isn't over quite yet. From Sunday, July 1st to Thursday, July 5th, you can vote for the final player for each league roster. Check twinsbaseball.com on Sunday and see who made the team and vote for who should get the final spot on each league roster. 1 gone in the 7th. Here's Betancourt. And there's strike 1. Betancourt drilled an RBI double in the 5th. That sent Dunsing to the clubhouse. And then Swarzak came in and shut the door for 2 innings. 0-2.
You're talking about Robertson, how long it takes sometimes to get up. This is his 7th year with the Twins organization, signing out of high school in Simi Valley, California back in 2006. He's only 24 years old, but even that, 7 years, you know, you work your tail end off to hopefully get here. And now that you're here, now you tell yourself, how do I stay here?
Betancourt reaches across the plate and hooks a single to left with 1 out in the 7th.
Yeah, it didn't look like a bad pitch right there. Betancourt gets his 2nd hit of the ball game.
Coming up tomorrow night, back half of the split doubleheader, and it's baseball night in America. Game 3 between the Twins and the Royals. Baseball night in America presented by Budweiser, beginning Saturday at 6 Central. Only on Fox. You'll be working with Steve Fiziak, one of the Kansas City broadcasters, tomorrow.
Well, last time I worked with Steve was I had to be back in 1994. I think after I retired, I did some college games in Southern California.
Okay.
I worked with Steve then. So I'm looking forward to it.
Here's Moustakas. And off, way out in front of another off-speed pitch, 0-2.
Well, he's got a nasty slider. That's where he's picked up the 5 strikeouts so far at the major league level. Watch this breaking ball right here. It's almost like a cutter, and that ball just dips down and away to left-handed hitters.
Dug out by Mauer. Well, so far, Robertson has faced 5 left-handed batters and has struck out 4 of them. And you were wondering, how will he stay here? That's a pretty good start.
Yes.
That's one tattooed, and it's going to hook foul.
Just a long strike.
You think back in recent baseball history, how many guys lasted forever up here because they could still get left-handers out? Kyle Waldrop warming up in the Twins pen.
I think of Jesse Orozco.
That's right. Well, he's faced 6 left-handed batters and struck out 5 of them.
Yeah, this time on a fastball. So left-handers may be looking for that slider, and this time a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Moustakas swings through.
And with Billy Butler, a right-hander due up, Ron Gardenhire wants to match things up here to try to keep this a 2-run game. Another good outing for Tyler Robertson. This a 3-1 game. The next Crystal Farms Kids Day is coming up Sunday. Final game of the series with the Royals. Get to the game early for Kids Day autographs and free string cheese, courtesy of Crystal Farms. After the game, kids can run the bases on Target Field, presented by Gillette Children's Hospital. Tickets and more details available on Sunday's Crystal Farm Kids Day at twinsbaseball.com.
Well, Kyle Waldrop making his first appearance this year for the Twins. Started in spring training with that tender right elbow put on a disabled list. Those are his numbers from last year when he was up with the Twins. 11 innings, 10 hits allowed, 7 runs all earned, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts.
Billy Butler has hit the ball hard twice, a ground ball single up the middle, making it a 1-0 game back in the first inning. He lined out in the third and was intentionally walked in the fifth. As the Twins reconstructed their bullpen in advance of the 2012 season. We've talked a lot about Burt, the re-signing of Caps. Twins were counting on Kyle Waldrop to be a part of that, and then he came up with the bum elbow and had to start his season late. But they saw enough that they liked last year that they were penciling him into the bullpen rotation at the start of the year. Bounced foul, 1-2.
Well, Waldrop, a #1 pick by the Twins back in 2004 out of Knoxville, Tennessee. This is his 9th season in the Twins organization.
And like Robertson, he started as a starter and finally broke through in the big leagues as a relief pitcher. 1-2. And the breaking ball gets another tapper foul.
Yeah, he's really a starter until he had shoulder problems in 2008 that he missed the whole year. And then when he came back from that, basically has been used as a reliever ever since in the minor leagues and now here at the major league level.
1-2 to Billy Butler. Was blocked by Mauer, keeping Betancourt at first base. Dunsing left in the 5th. Swarzak pitched a couple of innings of exceptional relief. Tyler Robertson 2/3 of an inning. Waldrop trying to clean up the 7th. And another one caught by Mauer that time. It landed well in front of the plate. 3-2, and with 2 gone, that'll leave Betancourt free to take off for second early.
Yeah, quick trip to the mound by Joe Mauer. Go over this 3-2 pitch.
Francoeur on deck. Here goes the runner on the pitch foul.
Oh, they got Francoeur.
Got Mauer's shin guard and then came over and took a piece out of Francoeur.
You're on deck hitter. You have to watch out.
Another 3-2. Another bounder foul. There, at least Waldrop is really trying to bore the ball in on Butler. Did he take that one off the nose?
Whatever it takes. I always say get your face in front of it. I guess he did.
You pitchers would say that to the infielders,
oh,
right?
Heck yeah.
And another one bounced foul. Four 2-strike fouls with Butler at the plate and a 3-2 count. Oh, where was the pitch?
Boy, you wonder if that fooled the umpire, Scott Berry. Big, slow curveball that looked like from here he caught the inner half of the plate. Fox Track says,
that was
bit inside.
It looked better up here than it did in replay.
Yep. That ball went straight down rather than across a little bit. There are the umpires. Barry Darling, the crew chief, at second base.
2 on, 2 out, and here is Francoeur. Right off the end of the bat, foul, 1 strike. Pitchers duel today in St. Petersburg. David Price against Justin Verlander, and Rays struck early against Verlander and ended up winning 4-2. One strike to Francoeur. And a pitch inside, and that got Francoeur in the wrist, it looked like. They'll be loaded up for Hosmer.
Yeah, not a last couple of minutes for Francoeur, not good. He got hit by a foul ball from Butler, and then right there, Waldrop went inside and got a piece of Francoeur. Ball running in on him, getting that left wrist. Oh, boy. Take another look.
The first baseman, Eric Hosmer.
Ouch.
So now they're loaded up with 2 gone. A walk and a hit batter, and now Hosmer comes up. And Waldrop has got a key at bat here. Royals are only up by 2. But Hosmer takes low, ball 1.
Yeah, Waldrop, you know, after the rehabs and everything, he really didn't pitch a lot in the minor leagues. He pitched only 14 1/3 innings in Rochester before getting called up.
1-0 to Hosmer. Off the glove, and it'll be an infield hit, and a run will score. So Waldrop couldn't quite snag it, deflecting it over to Carroll, and it's an infield hit and a 4-1 Royal lead.
Waldrop at 6'5" put that glove up, but it looked like it hit the top of his glove and then deflected into no man's land. Right here, watch. That's a ball that should be caught right there. And Carroll has no play. So Hosmer gets an infield base hit. He gets an RBI, his 36th of the year. That's a 4-1 lead.
Here's Perez, a couple of hits, including an opposite field home run. Royals left the bases full in the 5th after they scored a run. Roller to short, and Dozier flips to second. And that wraps up the 7th inning. The Royals tack on 1 more and now lead 4-1. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by McDonald's. Quench your thirst. Get any size soft drink or sweet tea for just $1. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. 4-1 Kansas City, home half of the 7th coming up. And our Home Depot doing more on defense coming from a fan.
Well, sometimes you bring your glove to the ballpark, good things happen. That young man reaching over and snaring that ball away from that other Twin fan.
Yeah, that's not a good thing to have happen to the guy in the Twins cap, though.
I'm sure they're good friends. They're going to share that baseball.
Okay. Middle of the Twins lineup, they need to get something going here. They've done precious little against Luis Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza has been able to get 10 ground ball outs, only 4 fly ball outs. So he's doing a good job of keeping the ball on the ground.
Ball 1 to Willingham. Gerard Dyson in center field for Bourgeois. And now a strike, 1-1. Willingham with a fly to center and a ground ball double play in the 4. Big swing at a slow breaking ball, and it's 1-2.
It's been an effective pitch for Mendoza here tonight. It's like a changeup, you know. I mean, he's got that big, slow breaking ball, and then gets that fastball about 92 to 94. He's hit his spots well. No walks in the ball game. A couple strikeouts.
Fouled back, pitch left up, and we've seen Willingham cream that pitch.
Yeah, but you saw Perez's glove kind of right there, and that ball was headed right toward the glove. A little bit on the high side. But look at Perez. Watch the location of that ball.
Yeah, I guess it was on the outer third of the plate. 1-2. A slower breaking ball. And Willingham strikes out for the first out of the 7th.
And the third strikeout for Mendoza.
Tomorrow night, Twins will be playing the back end of the split doubleheader with Kansas City, and the Twins will turn the clock back to 1951. Twins will be playing in Minneapolis Miller uniforms, and the Royals will be wearing the jerseys of the Kansas City Blues. The first 20,000 fans will get a Miller's pennant. I think it's available for the turn back the clock game by calling 800-33-TWINS. Or go to twinsbaseball.com. There's the Miller t-shirt on sale here at the Majestic Pro Shop and the concession stands around the ballpark. 1 strike to Morneau, a pair of ground ball singles. Now from up here, sometimes we get a better angle than in some ballparks. It looks to me that Morneau has closed his stance up just a little bit. Is that fair to say or not?
Yeah, he had an open stance, and then, you know, against a right-hander, now he'll step toward him, but not much movement. Remember, he had that little bit of open stance, right, and then as the pitch was delivered, he kind of stepped toward the pitcher.
Just seems like he's starting a little more closed than he has. 1-1 to Morneau. A high fly to right center field. Going back is Dyson, and he makes the catch right at the wall. That just did not have the jump when it left home plate that you see Justin have when he hits a home run.
Well, I was watching his feet right there. His feet did not move. Basically, is spread out. And watch he doesn't, I mean, just all hands right there. A little bit of turn with the right knee. One of the hardest hit balls. You see Justin, good swing, just got underneath that breaking ball.
9 in a row set down by Luis Mendoza. Here's Trevor Plouffe. And it's delivered low, ball 1.
The longest outing of the year for Mendoza. He had gone 6 innings a couple times in a couple of his other starts, making his 9th start of the year for the Royals. Longest major league outing came last year against the Chicago White Sox. He worked in the 8th inning, went 7 2/3 innings.
It's inside, gets a swinging strike, 2-1.
A good sinker down and in. That ball had some movement on it. Watch a little bit of movement right there as Perez kind of backhands it to catch it.
2-1 to Bloof.
Going back in there again.
3-1.
Down and away.
Doman on deck.
"95 pitches for Mendoza, 57 strikes, 5 hits, but the Twins have left only 2 on throughout the ball game.
The hits have all been singles. Ouch! Off the left leg, high up on the leg. It looked like 3-2.
Yeah, Trevor Plouffe right here drops his bat. Oh boy, right off that left knee area.
Inside of the knee. Oh, I can't imagine how bad that must hurt. They don't use that spray stuff anymore, do they?
No, they don't. Just artificial. Made you feel good for a while.
A lot of things do that. Are they outlawing all that stuff?
No. I'll be working on some of that later.
3-2. People in this booth are in serious trouble if they're 3-2 to Plouffe. He'll take ball 4 and literally walk to first if he can.
Are they going inside again? Why not?
What a sadistic bunch.
Well, it's Perez that calls it. He's the catcher.
Well, we've got an idiot running on the field, so we'll have some delay here.
I don't know why fans do this.
I don't know why the fans cheer him. Great open field tackle by one of the security people.
I don't know why a fan would do that because, you know, once they get caught, they're hurt. They're not out there just to grab them.
Now in Baltimore, the security staff would just be walking onto the infield. They just take their time pursuing the people in Baltimore. Yeah, you applaud the security people, absolutely. Full count to Plouffe. Trying to put something together here with 2 outs in the 7th.
See Perez jumping inside again.
And he strikes him out. Plouffe slams his bat down, breaking it in disgust. 7 innings complete for Mendoza, and in 5 innings he's faced just 3 batters.
1 lead, and this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
You've been reading that so well lately. I think as we go into the All-Star break, the 4 games that you'll be reading it in Detroit, and then the 3. Oh, no, wait a minute. You're not going to Detroit, are you?
No, I am not. I'm not going to Texas. I heard it's really hot down there.
Well, it's always hot.
I'm going to Florida, where it's hot down there too. So, you're working on my golf game. I'll be thinking of you. But I will be watching.
So we can't say what we want to say because you'll be watching?
Yeah, go ahead. You can.
Strike 1 to Gerard Dyson, who entered the game defensively for Bourgeois, who went 1 for 3 here tonight.
Yeah, Dyson, one of those speedsters you want to keep off the bases.
Based on what we saw last year, I think this man, the guy at the plate right now, is the fastest man in the American League. I'll never forget him scoring on a fly ball, foul fly caught by Alexi KCA that barely made the outfield grass.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Now KCA was running away from the infield, but Dyson tagged at third and scored, and the play wasn't even close. There's a nubber.
Let's see if they can beat that out.
All right, I stand corrected. He's not the fastest man in the American League. 1 down. Wild prospect Charlie Coyle was in town Thursday. Brian Hall talked to him about his progress on the way to the NHL. Read Brian's story at foxsportsnorth.com.
Well, that'd be a cool race, though, between, say, Ben Revere and Dyson.
1 down. Here's Escobar. Royals with Bourgeois and now Dyson and Escobar. They've got a lot of speed at the bottom of the lineup. Escobar beat out a bunt single, and that led to a run in the 5th. Royals with single runs in innings 1, 2, 5, and 7 here tonight.
Nice breaking ball there by Waldrop.
Like so many relievers now, going from the stretch even with no one on base. Bouncer hit to short. It's one of the adjustments too for Brian Dunsing, who did that as a relief pitcher, but now he's trying to pitch from the windup with no one on base, and you don't think about these things, but as a relief pitcher he felt more comfortable just pitching from the stretch, but now as a starting pitcher he's using the full windup again.
Well, we've seen a lot of starters, that have gone from bullpen to the starting role, just stay in the stretch. So that's always an option.
2 down.
You do not have to pitch out of the windup.
Here's Alex Gordon. A double and a single. White Sox absolutely pummeling the Yankees and the bullpen. They lead New York 14-7 in the 9th inning. Yankee starting rotation in major disrepair. 1-1. Fastball over for a strike. 1-2. Tapper to second. Good inning for Waldrop as the Royals go down 1-2-3.
everyone. Stay with us right after the baseball game for Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll break down the start by Brian Dunsing, who once again was really good early. They try to stretch him out and make that transition out of the bullpen. We'll go inside the clubhouse, hear from Ron Gardenhire and our professionals, including our Hall of Famer Burt Blyleven. And Mr. Tim Laudner will take you onto the field and teach you how to execute the old 1-2-3 double play. Gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Ryan Doman takes up high from Luis Mendoza, who was given an early lead, and he hasn't given the Twins much of a sniff of anything.
No, he really has.
5 singles, that's it.
That was Ryan Doman that knocked in the only run, that coming in the second inning. He's retired 10 straight batters.
Hasn't walked anybody, hasn't hit anybody. And Ned Yost, who's been waiting for effective starting pitching, now might have Luke Hochevar turned around. Bruce Chen's been pretty good for them over the last couple of starts. And now Mendoza steps up. A couple of starts ago, he took a no-hitter into the 7th, and he's been almost as effective here tonight.
A season high right now. These are his numbers coming into this inning. Season high 7 innings pitched, only 5 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts.
2-1 to Doman. Pulled foul as he comes inside. There isn't much Doman could do with it other than pull it foul.
He's going after Kevin Gordon down there.
Hey, Kevin's a goaltender. He had that all the way. Much better from what I hear on his glove side than the stick side.
I think they're looking still for the ball.
2-2. That's fouled off a foot.
I don't know if I've seen him throw any straight changeups. They've all been that slow curveball. Former Twin Jose Mojarras up.
Kelvin Herrera warming up. Twins would love to get their leadoff man on. Just the second time in the ball game. 2-2 to Doman. Tried to tickle the outside corner with a breaking ball, and he missed 3-2. Dozier on deck. It's the bottom third of the Twins lineup. Doman, Dozier, and Carroll. And he taps another off-speed pitch foul. In the series finale against the White Sox on Wednesday, the Twins had a tough challenge with Chris Sale. This has been a completely different type of pitcher. Mendoza spinning a lot of breaking stuff up there. And sinkers. And another 3-2 to Doman. Knocked down by Hosmer, and he makes a fine play to get Doman at first base. They say that Hosmer, in addition to his offensive potential, is going to win multiple Gold Gloves at first base, and he made a very high quality play there.
Yeah, he did. Doman hitting this breaking ball, getting out front, and the ball hit off his glove and then part of him, but he's able to react as the pitcher Mendoza gets over there. Knocked it down. Nice play.
That'll bring up Dozier 0 for 2. A fly ball to center and a line drive to center. Dozier looked as if he wanted to drop down a bunt, and the ball zipped in right by his hands. Lifted foul and out of play. 1-1. I look at Dozier and I look at a player who the Twins hope will take the All-Star break, take everything that he's experienced in the first half of the season, and then just go out and play ball in the second half and have a much better second half.
Right now hitting at .225.
2-1 to the Twins shortstop. It's down the right field line, and Frank Coor runs out of room. So now 2-2 to Dozier.
110 pitches for Mendoza.
But you know what? You bring up the pitch count, and when you talk about it in your attempts to justify it, I guess, the existence of it, you say, well, look, if a pitcher doesn't have any stressful situations, let him go. Well, this is what we're looking at right here. 110 pitches, and the Twins haven't had a base runner since the 4th. And Dozier gets a piece of it.
And a fastball still, that last fastball at 93.
But, rather than, I guess, to summarize what you say, rather than have an absolute, make it a case-by-case situation. And in this instance, Mendoza's just cruising. Why interrupt his rhythm? There's a called third strike, 2 down.
And his 5th strikeout of the ball game. So we've seen the big slow curveball, and this one he added a little bit more to it. And it kind of froze Dozier right there. Good pitch.
2 down, and here is Carroll. It's amazing that this game is a 4-1 game. The Royals have 4 runs. They've left the bases full a couple of times. They've threatened to blow it open on a number of occasions. And Carroll takes a fastball, strike 1.
Nice smooth delivery, gets to that balance point. No added stress. Right there.
Breaking ball, missing 1-1.
Mendoza 6'3", about 240. You can use that weight if you stay back and take advantage of it. Push off with that rubber, off that pitching rubber.
Pop up.
How about
short
that?
left.
13 straight Twins retired.
Gordon with the catch. And scoreless 8th. Stay tuned for the Gander Mountain weekend weather update for Twins territory. Here's our report card. You're not supposed to have those in June, but our Farmers Insurance report card has the Royals in front 4-1.
Yeah, Luis Mendoza basically has shut down the Twins offense tonight by only giving up 5 hits with 5 strikeouts, no walks. In the ball game, he threw 115 pitches, 71 for strikes. Got some offensive help by Salvador Perez with a solo home run in the second. Alex Burnett coming in out of the bullpen, making his 31st relief appearance.
Slider wide of the plate, ball one. We've seen Burnett use 2 breaking pitches effectively. He's been really good as of late. He has not allowed a run in 11 consecutive appearances, covering 12 2/3 innings. Just 4 hits allowed since May 28th. Now he falls behind Betancourt 2-0. Line to left. It'll carry to Willingham. Might have been knuckling its way out there, but he made the catch, 1 away.
Yeah, Betancourt hitting that ball sharply, but it's a line drive that Willingham comes in. And sometimes that ball gets into the lights, but Willingham able to stay with it and get the out.
Burnett, another one of those guys that was initially signed and developed as a starting pitcher until the 2009 season, and then he was converted to a relief pitcher and very quickly made it to the major leagues. And as the Twins are looking anywhere now for starting pitching, as far-fetched as it might seem, because we've never seen Burnett pitch any collection of innings in any given outing, he has shown us that pitch more and more now. A slower breaking ball. We've seen the quicker one and a 93, 94 mile per hour fastball. What would keep him from being a starting pitcher?
I think his value to what he is as a reliever. He has not started a ball game since 2008, and that was at Single-A. He's a guy you could see. Don't know what's going to happen to Matt Capps. Let's look into next year. He could be a Jared Burton type, of setup guy. Not used in the, 5th, 6th, 7th inning. He could be an 8th inning guy. Done a great job as far as coming in and getting inherited runners to stay at their place.
The only reason I bring it up, he's only 24 years old. And he big guy, stocky, sturdy frame, I guess, if you want to use that, 220 pounds at 6 feet. And he looks like he would be someone who could be durable. Now, Rick Anderson, Ron Gardenhire make the decisions, and they know their personnel a lot better than anybody up here does. But I'm curious why you thought, whether you thought he would have any future possibly as a starting pitcher.
I think you'd have to talk to Alex first and see if that's even in his mind, in the future. But to me, he's kind of a guy like a Jesse Crane, that is now with the Chicago White Sox. That type of arm that's pretty resilient. He can pitch 2-3 days in a row, then give him a couple days off and he can do it again.
Twins had Matt Guerrero here, and he made a couple of starts early in his Twins career, but that was the argument in leaving Guerrero in the bullpen. He was too valuable where he was at to put him in the rotation. And having a tough time throwing strikes here as he falls behind 3-0.
Well, what the Twins are looking to do is develop more starters in the minor leagues and then, get them up here. So you don't have to deplete some great arms out in that bullpen.
4-pitch walk will put Butler aboard and get Francoeur to the plate.
That's the 3rd time that Butler has walked in the ball game. 1 intentional walk, that coming in the 5th.
So Francoeur, who was a hit by a pitch his last time up, will hit here in the 9th with 2 outs. Big swing and a miss. 1 strike. That slider or cutter at 85 gets a foul ball and strike 2. Bouncer to second. Hit right at Carroll. That'll end the inning. Another good inning for Alex Burnett. For Burnett, his 12th straight scoreless appearance. In the bottom of the 8th, down by 3 because Luis Mendoza was our Jimmy John's delivery of the game.
Yeah, the most inning he's pitched at the major league level as a starter, the 8 innings right there, and they're 8 very good innings. Only 5 hits allowed, all singles, just 1 run, no walks, 5 strikeouts, and a season high 115 pitches thrown.
At the start of the year in spring training, the Royals thought Jonathan Broxton would be a valuable setup guy for Joaquin Soria. And Soria went down with his second big elbow injury, and the Royals gave the closer's job to Broxton because he had the most experience in that role, and now some are thinking he might be a representative for the Royals at the All-Star game too.
Yeah, Broxton in his first season with the Kansas City Royals, coming over from the Dodger organization. He signed as a free agent, but he had 84 saves for the Dodgers, a season-high 36 back in 2009, so he knows what closing's all about.
Twins fans trying to make some noise because the lineup hasn't done much yet tonight. Denard Span will lead things off. Up and in, ball 1.
We showed you Broxton. He's built kind of like Adam Dunn. big guy. He's 6'4", about 300 pounds. And don't let that fool you. He can throw that fastball in the upper 90s with a very good slider.
Sails outside, 2-0. Span has hit the ball on the ground 3 times to Eric Hosmer. Twins have seen Broxton a couple of times already this year. Haven't done much against him. Inside, 3-0. Showed you the numbers, just 11 walks and just under 30 innings. Control not a big issue except in one blown save opportunity. He hit a couple of batters in one game against Oakland and blew a save.
He's kept the ball in the ballpark too. Only 1 home run allowed.
3-0. Span will be taking. He takes a strike. Relatively minor elbow surgery for Broxton last September.
Had some bone spurs removed in that right elbow.
3-1 to the leadoff man in the 9th. And ball 4. The Twins take their first walk of the ball game, and Span's aboard for Revere.
Well, fastball 3-1. Just a bit up in the strike zone.
A couple weeks ago, Broxton picked up his 100th career save. And now Revere will try to add a little tension to Broxton's life here with Mauer, Willingham, and the Twins hope Morneau and some others coming up here in the ninth. Strike one. Revere in his first at bat singled sharply to center, but then was thrown out trying to steal. Since then, a grounder to third and a strikeout. That hits the pitcher. And Revere will get an infield hit. First and second, nobody out in the ninth, and Mauer comes up representing the tying run.
Remember when Dyson was up, he hit that ball back to the pitcher, and I said, let's see if he can beat this out. Well, this ball hit right back at Broxton. And looked like it got the shin area, and no chance. Hosmer had to go get that ball, and Ben Revere just beat it out. His second hit, and a couple runners on, nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. I like the rally hats.
Mauer's last home run in Cleveland on June 2nd. On the night, 1 for 3, a sharp single to left, back in the fourth. Mauer, who's only hit a handful of home runs here at Target Field, has a chance to hit his most dramatic home run here at Target Field. Outside, ball one. The leadoff walk is made for a dicey situation here in the bottom of the ninth. Inside, 2-0.
Yeah, and that's a mistake. You see Perez sitting outside. They're just going to try to keep throwing Mauer hard stuff away. Broxton fighting his control right now. 9 pitches, only 3 strikes.
Two and 0 to Mauer. Over for a strike.
Well, it looked like he went to the slider there rather than the fastball.
Speed on the bases. Neither one of those guys represents the tying run. The guy at the plate does. On the outside corner to even the count. So a 90-mile-per-hour slider backed up with a 96-mile-per-hour fastball.
Boy, pitcher's pitch right there. Now this is where we've seen Joe at his best with 2 strikes. One of the best in the game as far as getting hits with 2 strikes.
Two and 2. In the dirt, and Perez smothers it. Full count. What a blessing it must be to have his eye and his ability in a situation like this. We saw it in the fourth inning. The count was full, pitch up and away, and he just smoked it to left field.
And his patience, you know, he sees the ball better than probably the normal person does. He can pick up the rotation just like that. That's why he's such a great hitter.
Full count to Mauer with Willingham on deck. Line to left, a base hit. Span will score. Revere to third. Mauer with a double. The patience and the talent of Joe Mauer.
Well, before that pitch, the crowd was on sitting down, and after Joe Mauer did that, the crowd got up. A breaking ball, and Joe, look at him, just hit that ball down the left field line like it's easy. Span scores. It's a 4-2 ball game.
Pretty good play by Gordon in the left field corner, getting to that ball, keeping it a 4-2 ball game. Dave Island, the pitching coach, and the walk-off hero twice for the Twins this year. Josh Willingham at home, and an awfully big home run in Cincinnati.
That was a huge two-run home run, yeah.
So Willingham has provided most of the late inning clutch hits for the Twins. A 3-run walk-off home run against Brian Fuentes in Oakland. A walk-off single against the Cubs at the beginning of the last homestand. And now the tying run at second. Nobody out in the series opener tonight. 0 for 3 tonight. A fly ball, a ground ball double play, and a strikeout. Grounder to short. A run will score. And Escobar throws out Willingham with a wicked two-hopper to short. Tying run still at second, and it's 4-3.
Well, a breaking ball that was right there. Willingham hit it sharply, but right at Escobar. So Joe Mauer had to stay at second base as Revere scores.
A hanging slider sitting right there. And Escobar went to his knees before throwing him out. Here's Morneau, 2 singles against Luis Mendoza. Outside, ball 1. Singles hit sharply on the ground through the infield in his first 2 at bats.
Hit one over that limestone out in right field.
One and 0. Busted bat and a fly to center. Most of the bat ended up in the infield dirt. Mauer will try to advance to third, and he'll get there, but now 2 are gone. And now Trevor Plouffe, last hope for the Twins. Plouffe on the night. Reached in a fielder's choice, scored a run in the second, a fly ball to center in the fourth, struck out swinging in the seventh. Royal outfield straight away and at standard depth. Popped up. near the Kansas City dugout. Mustakas puts it away, and the Twins comeback comes up 1 run short. Broxton got the save, even though the first 3 batters reached against him. 2 of them scored, and the Royals continue to pick off 1-run wins. Anthony, tonight they beat the Twins 4-3.
And we'll show you how the Royals were able to shut down the Twins, how Luis Mendoza manhandled the Minnesota lineup. We'll hear from Ron Gardenhire. We'll hit the field for our instructional, the 1-2-3 doubleheader or double play, and we'll preview the doubleheader. All next on Twins Live.